quorum. So today is January 19th. This is the meeting of the Littleton Station Committee, and we're going to discuss what our next steps are in preparation for our joint meeting with the Planning Board and the Select Board on Thursday evening.
So I had asked for, thank you, Lisa, I had asked for input from the committee members on the draft design guidelines. Peter Flinker had drafted one, said he's hoping to flesh it out with additional information and, well, additional sketches and illustrations. And I believe we'll have that for Thursday night. I will double check it with him for that. So we've got looking for comments on the design guidelines, looking for any comments we have yet on the draft zoning bylaw, realizing that I just finally got through reading it again. And we've got some discussion and outreach to do on that.
I would say that if Peter's not able to get us a full presentation with illustrations and examples, I'm not sure. I think we want to put our best foot forward when we put our foot forward.
Mm-hmm.
I think having examples and not necessarily renderings of what could happen at this site, but what other communities have been able to do, and maybe show some of the images of some other properties that have been done and that kind of thing. I think not just information, but the graphics as well is going to be important and kind of conveying the message.
So do you think then if we can't get a full presentation from him that we should not be having the joint meeting?
I do believe that would be fruitless.
Yeah, I mean, Mark, what do you think?
Maren, what other dates do we have if this Thursday is going to be too close?
Well, there have been other presentations that are available, and I have posted to the station area webpage of 40Rs in other areas, and I pull a few slides from those. I'm hesitant to push this off given.
I totally get that, but I don't want a presentation that was like a couple of presentations, frankly, that we've gotten from the consultant.
Mm-hmm.
It's dry and it lands on its face, frankly. If I don't know, if this is something we truly want and it does support our master plan, it's a path that we're looking to go down. I think we should give it our highest best shot.
Mm-hmm.
We certainly have more than one bite at the apple. And Myron, to your point, we absolutely do have a lot of information. But I'd hope that the consultant would be able to come forward with us with a presentation that can help us to convey the message in the best way.
Yeah, this is more informative as to where we're at with the process. You would like to get as much of the substance we can into it, but it is the first shot that everyone's getting a chance to look at it, Chuck. So if we could have some 40Rs from other places, at least that will bridge the gap, I think, on what we're trying to accomplish. It's not going to be exactly what we want, but at least it'll get us started down the road. The problem is if we skip this meeting,
it doesn't get any better.
Yeah, we're in February.
Okay. I just think that we need to focus on.
Well, okay, here's something else we could do, Maren. You and I could have a conversation with Peter, and I'll be quite blunt and just say, look, you got to speed it up, and we need you to hit the key points, and be ready for Thursday. And tell him you have a half an hour.
Yeah, the Reader's Digest version of it too, before we put everyone to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, I don't think reviewing I would push back and say even less time, because I don't think we need to take much time reviewing the draft design guidelines. We do 10 minutes on that, outline the schedule going forward, and start the process of hearing what the questions are from the committee members and from the general public, and outline our public hearing will open such and such a date, and we'll have.
because this is really the last meeting for us. After this, it starts. It's going to be in the planning board. It's going to be with us, Delisa. So this is
Right.
really the last meeting of this group, right? That's how we're proceeding?
Yeah, because our goal was to deliver this document, a complete document, to the planning board, which we've almost got. So I think number one, we've got to find out, can he finish up this document?
Oh, it's close to hand. Oh, he can still hand it off to us once we're done. But as far as this committee goes, this is pretty much the end of the road.
Right.
Obviously, they can stay on it through the planning board process, and I hope you do stay on. But we can feather out most of this stuff during the next couple of months because we're going to have a fair amount of meetings on this.
Okay.
Before we could, so I would say let's keep going because we're going to run out of time.
All right. Well, so let's say, Martin, if you can push him to get us something by tomorrow evening, then we can get it to all the board members, ask them to review it, and then just do a quick overview on Thursday. I mean, Mark, you could lead off and.
Yeah, and I think Chuck hit it on the head. The more designs, drawings, pictures we have, the better off it's going to be because this is pretty dry. Give us examples of how other towns have done it.
And well, even if, absolutely, Mark. But I also think that we can show whether it's the topos of that site, some pictures of that, actual pictures of that site, and explain what some of the thought process is and how we came up with some of the design guidelines based upon very site specific thought process that went into our decisions for this development.
Well, and it's also, I think we forget too, that we actually got a lot of this input from the public. We've done a lot of gathering. So what we've done is just put it into a document now. And we've decided to just focus on the area around the train station. I mean, that's the biggest change.
Right.
Something small that we can hopefully get past.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And we also, remember we talked early on that it was a guideline. We wanted to have a canvas so that the developer could tweak it and do something that they thought was going to work for them too. So
to Chuck's point, if we had some pictures, then we could, maybe that's the thing too, Martin, is we get whatever it is, the pictures Peter has, and that will help us kind of flesh out what we want to communicate. I mean, some of the major points are the paths that connect everything, streetscape, blah, blah, blah. We can use pictures to illustrate.
Public realm. Public realm.
Yeah, right. But we can use pictures to illustrate what's in all of that copy instead of having Peter just drone on about it.
Drone was the correct word.
Yes.
Exactly. I see Joe on here. If he could jump in, I think that'd be great, just because he's kind of gone down this road.
Yeah, I agree.
So one of the main things I can understand as far as not wanting to lose time, but Zoom sort of gives us a little bit more flexibility compared to trying to get everyone together in one meeting. I'm a little nervous if we don't have drawings from Peter now. I don't see how we can get things for Thursday. I sort of view this as also a important sort of like first impression, and that we should spend some time as far as knowing what this presentation looks like. And just wondering, as far as even if we could, what about like scheduling something for next Thursday as far as just planning board, select board, just to go through this? I'm a little worried about us under the gun to try to pull something together and just missing some details.
Maybe you're right. The 28th, we'll do it. It says it's a full moon too. So you want to push it back to the 28th just to be on the safe side? You probably,
I just want to make sure that we drive the bus. We deliver the message.
Okay.
I mean, ideally, I would like to see the presentation, have us look at it.
Okay.
That's a good point, Lisa. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, you're right, Joe. Because it's Zoom and everything else, we can get everybody together on a moment's notice, and it's probably a lot easier. But yeah, you're right. You never have a second chance to make a first impression.
That's
Mhm.
just it. Yeah.
So I think maybe you're right. Maybe we should
No.
err on the side of caution and push it back a week.
Well, and also I think we need to start anticipating where we're going to get pushback and how we're going to respond to that.
Right. Okay.
So,
I mean, just looking at the Zoom, there's I can see a couple neighbors even that are on there. So there's interest. I mean, and what is the impact going to be? And so I'd like to try to make sure that we are able to field some of those questions and give
Okay.
the best information that we can.
And we may want to strip out some slides from the presentation that Judy Barrett did for the Littleton station, sort of provide a little bit of background for all the planning process that went into this, so that we're not viewed as off on our own doing a 40R bylaw, not grounding it in the past effort.
right. That's smart.
Yeah, this is a tiered approach, and we started with the master plan, then we got into the station area, and this is more specific.
Mhm.
Okay.
Right, and even as far as reference the outreach that was done in April of 2019 and the surveys that followed that had a really good response rate.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Okay, so who's going to take the lead on that then? I mean, Lauren, you have to obviously talk to Peter.
Mhm.
Where do you want us to help here?
Let's see. How
I know it's like, how do you tackle this? Like, we've got to look at the slides we have. Maybe we start by asking Peter to pull together what he would propose and use that as kind of a draft.
Joe and I would have, sorry, Joe, we'll have to take a look at the contract to see if it included this one more presentation.
Okay.
So if it's something that Peter can do for us, then sooner than later, we'll ask him for a draft. Otherwise, I'll put together an outline and run it by you. And
Well, we are expecting a deliverable from him based
correct
upon the
the
contract.
design guidelines. Yeah.
Right. So we're
But
expecting
in a presentation. Correct.
Okay.
So and we made some pretty specific requests that there be infographics, that it not just be
Right.
10,000 words on a page,
Exactly.
which is what we
Mhm.
got the last two times. So I think that expectation is still there. So that contractually, that should be a deliverable that he's expecting to get to us. I think from there, we can kind of tweak it. And I'm using a universal we, whether it's Mark specifically.
I think it's going to be all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a
think we
problem
can all-
going through and just helping, decide on what slides to use and how does this, it's almost like you want to have one or two. You want to make sure that all the major points are illustrated using a photo, right? So I guess finding out, what's the final deliverable? When can he have it to us? And making sure that any of the photos, the illustrations, et cetera, that we can have them in slide format.
Which is what we were hoping he would get to us for this Thursday. And that date was expressed to him
Right.
at our last meeting. So whatever he delivers to us, I guess, as far as contractually, we can look to see if there's something else in there that he could further deliver to us. But I think from whatever that baseline is that he gives us that was expected to be delivered for this Thursday, we can kind of tweak that and work with that.
So supposing we get this thing by, say, Friday or Monday, does it make sense for us to go to 103, 6 of us to go to 103 to see what we have? I think it's going to be easier to look at all of this rather than Zoom it. And we can have, 6 people there?
I mean, I would hope he could get this to us tomorrow night, and then we can meet on Friday. Give everybody a day.
Okay.
Planning board, and Friday, I have no problem. Friday, my day, my life opens up a little bit. So,
But I think we should need to do it face to face.
I'm fine with that.
I think being in the same room is good. And if we had to go over to the multi-purpose room, we can fit more people in that room. We can, socially distance. We can space out a little better over there, so we don't have to be in 103. Because 6 is the limit right now for 103. Joe, what are we at 9 for multi-purpose room? How many people? Can fit in?
10.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can make sure that all the people that we want in the room are in the room,
Okay.
and we can have just a one-on-one deliberation, and it's a little more productive, I think, than a Zoom.
Okay, I'm
All right,
good
why don't
with
we-
that.
Why don't we plan that then? And then, so we're gonna tentatively schedule this for the 28th. You're gonna have to send notices out to everyone, correct, Mara, to
Correct.
reschedule us? Yep.
Yeah, and I think I would just say to them, that, look, we need some time to synthesize the information and put it into a presentable format.
Synthesize. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah, nice. I like that.
Synthesize. Yeah, I
Corporate
like
America
that.
there,
Digest, synthesize. I like
Yeah,
synthesize.
right. Mull it over.
Right.
Somehow we can work the word fidelity into there.
Right.
Um,
That's about it, right? There's nothing
Oh.
else we can.
Well, no, since Joe, have we ever heard back from the Life Center?
No, we've never heard back from them. We've made a couple attempts, and I think Maren had even mentioned about giving the property owner or someone contact information to see if coming from a private entity, whether that may be some way to get some movement. I've also reached out to the director, but hadn't gotten a response. I think that's one of those things that, once we have more of a concrete proposal moving forward. I mean, every time I called, I'd talked to someone, let me forward you to their voicemail. I'm not the correct person. And they hear town, they hear bylaw, and they're thinking legal.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you guys
where's
think,
Joe, where's their corporate office? Is it in Missouri?
Tennessee.
Same thing. It's past Worcester.
Yeah.
Yes, past Worcester. It's like 5 minutes from my house. I mean, it's that far away.
Exactly.
Yeah, honestly, once it's clear that the zoning bylaw is going to be approved, I would expect private developers to be reaching out to the other property owner for, possible development proposals. So perhaps at that point, that's when when we get the attention of that property owner.
okay.
Right.
All right. So Lauren, you want to reach out to Peter? Do you want to let me know what you find out, and then we'll take it from there? Or
Yeah.
you want to jump in now, or how do you want to do this?
So I have emailed Peter asking for an update. I'll call him after we're done, just to circle back with him. Joe and I will get together on a outline, on fleshing in the overall presentation. You said you wanted to meet perhaps Friday this week.
Everybody want to look at their calendars quickly, and let's see. What works best for people.
I'm going to be at MMA on Friday, but hope is that can work with Maren and Peter tomorrow to try to at least provide some input.
How's everybody else look?
I don't have a life, so Friday's fine with me. Not traveling, so I'm stuck in Littleton.
Yeah. The problem becomes getting, as an open meeting, we have to make sure anybody that can participate who wishes to. So probably set up a Zoom as well.
For anyone we can't, if we don't have the capacity in that room, yeah.
How does your schedule look like on Friday?
Mine's nothing's scheduled.
Okay, Chuck.
I am very much in limbo over the next couple weeks. So
Okay.
I it's literally day to day, Delise. I hate to answer it that way, but
No, that's all right.
tomorrow and Thursday will hopefully paint a very bright picture for me.
Okay.
And I'll be very available. So
Okay.
I'm hopeful, but I should be able to make any time on Friday work because I have nothing on my schedule right now other than
Okay. Okay.
family stuff.
Maybe we should check with Matthew. You want me to shoot him an email, Maren, and find out what Friday looks like for him?
I'm sure if you do that, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yes, if you guys
Okay.
are all wide open, go ahead and pick. Yeah, if Matthew's, if he's got a tighter schedule, go ahead and schedule around that, and then I'll.
Okay.
I'll
How
do my
does,
best.
how does 10 look, or 11?
For
Well,
me, I'm
lunch
literally
is
wide open on
Yeah.
either.
Mark, Maren?
No lunch? Not gonna serve lunch if we go there?
I don't think we're allowed to eat in the same room.
Oh, how about drink?
Yeah, 10? Even
We can have it up at my house, we can drink there.
that.
Anyway, no, that's fine. Oh, 10 or 11.
Or we could do later at like 3:30.
No, whatever. I'm all wide open. Doesn't matter to me.
Not for the drinking purposes, but later I think would work better for me, just from a.
You want to do 3:30? Kind of end of the day, end of the week,
I hate to say this right now and then have me. Yeah,
No, it's all, I mean, I'm fine. I would prefer, 3:30 would work fine for me. Yay, nay, people speak up.
I don't care. I'm
Maren?
wide open. You decide.
Yeah,
Lauren?
that works.
Okay, 3:30. So I'll let Matthew know, and then Maren, you'll book a room?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we want to do the multi-purpose just to make sure that we have enough room? Well, Joe, you're doing MMA remote, right?
Right, exactly.
So you won't be able to be there. So 103 may actually work.
Hey, Delise, we have a few people on, including Nate Long. Do you want to see if they have any input into this before we close this?
Yes. Anybody attending? Nate, do you have any input?
Just raise your hand, guys.
Let me see if I can, there we go. No, I was just joining in to listen on and just follow along with what you guys are doing.
Okay. Anybody else out there? Comments?
Let's see, there's quite a few people on. If anybody wants to raise their hand or unmute yourself and for comments or questions at this point.
No, thank you.
Susan, Carolyn.
No comments. Thank you, though.
Great.
Okay.
Okay, great.
All right. So we will plan on meeting at 3:30 on this Friday, the 22nd, in room 103, unless we hear otherwise. I will contact Matthew. Maren, if you want to let me know the results of your meeting with Peter. Mark, do you want me to just act as the
Yeah, go ahead. You're
okay
good.
until this? Yeah, and then I'll turn it over after this. Okay.
After the presentation, sure.
Yeah, yeah, no, I'll help you on it. Any other
Whatever.
comments, questions? No?
Nope.
Okay,
All right.
lovely. Have a nice evening. Bye,
Thank you
everyone.
all.
Thanks.
Say